All right, we are live. Oh, this is going to be awkward. All right, so we're at Vale of Hera right now, folks. I hope everyone's having a good day. We are going to be heading for Shocking Pink Sunrise. Landing gear.
Landing gear raised.
Full impulse.
Full impulse engaging.
Clear the area and jump.
Boosting thrusters.
Oh, we're going to have to scoop or supercharge.
Engaging cruise.
Ouch. That did not go the way I wanted it to. Okay, let's do this the right way.
Charging the FTL drive.
That's better.
Interstellar travel mode engaging now. Adjusting for jump.
Charging the FTL drive.
We are basically headed back down today, guys. We are way above the galactic plane, so we are going down.
Locking next star system.
Oh god, what kind of nightmare did we just fly into? What the hell is this place? I don't like this. What the actual...
Drive.
Do not like... We are basically head... Yeah, Mike is good. All right.
Charging the FTL drive.
I want a little distance on this, and then we're going to turn around and see what the fuck that was. Oh god, why is that a thing? That's horrifying. Did we not get fully supercharged? Oh. Son of a bitch. Well, shit. That is... I don't like that.
Charging the FTL drive.
Next system en route.
Your next destination. Leaving system.
This is better.
Charging the FTL drive.
Could use... There's a fuel star. Thank you, game. What? My Steam signed out. We'll deal with that later then.
Course adjustment.
Suddenly remembered we need a lot more fuel. Let's see what's going on with Steam. Yeah, Steam is in fact signed out. Oh, that feels weird. Yeah, we're going to be making lots of mistakes with controls today. I can feel it. Oh, I need ED Observatory up. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, good. So 15 out of 27, we got a gas giant and several planets right here. Maybe most of the rest of them, honestly. Well, there's something else, a gas giant range out there. This would be a gas giant and 2 moons. Alright, nothing really useful in that system, so off we go.
Jumping to next system.
Lordy, lordy. Forgive me any flying mistakes today, guys. I'm a little handicapped. I've got a sprain in a ligament in my finger, so they've taped my first 2 fingers together, which makes flying a little bit more complicated than normal. That was about as I figured. We're going to make it to this waypoint pretty quick at this rate. I really wish we could queue up multiple waypoints. Like, come on, Frontier.
Leaving system.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. Y'all gonna have to forgive me for a second. I gotta tab out and make a note of something. Actually, I can do it over here in this window. Hmm. 4 or 5. You are now. Don't know why I didn't think of that when I was doing my brainstorming for that video. Sorry, guys. I was struck by something and I needed to add to that script, like, right away. I hope there's nothing to map or anything, because I left us flying for a good minute there, and we're a fuck off long ways from the solar system now. Okay, good. There was nothing to map.
Locking next star system. There shouldn't be anything to scan then. Except for whatever that is. That's some type of gas, right? Here behind the star. That is not what I pressed. Fine, we'll just jump back up to hyperspace.
Entry guidance computations complete. Interstellar travel mode engaged.
Alright, we're making good time. We should be able to make it all the way down to the fleet carrier today.
Readying for system jump now.
Unless that just turns out to be way further than I think it is, but I don't believe it is, because this, Shocking Peak Sunrise should be almost there. Actually, we should be able to tell, because the carrier should be there by now. So we're going to D39, which is 1,100 light years away. And that's, yeah, that's a hop, skip, and a jump for a ship like this. So good. We can kind of take our time.
Course adjustment.
Alright, let's see what we got in this system. This is the biggest one we've encountered so far today, I believe. And it's a bunch of rocky ice worlds and some high metal content, so not looking so great. Oh, no, excuse me, that's a metal rich. It doesn't even rate as a high metal content. There you are. Nope, nothing interesting. We can feel free to move on, chat.
Adjusting for jump. Interstellar velocity at maximum. Selecting next destination. Frame shift now engaged. No anomalies detected.
All right, perfect. It's lining up for the next one. "18 planets, you say?" And there go my headphones. Life's really annoying when you're missing, when you have two fingers that can't be used. Thankfully, it's not on my dominant hand, but it's still annoying as all hell. There it is. Good chunk of the planets were out there. So probably most of the rest of them are right here. Potentially some money to be made there. That system scan complete. C-15, B, C, and D. C-15, 3. I'll start with B. That's a cluster I don't want to look at on my screen. And here we go with B. Can't squeeze the trigger. First, let me see. Just well, it's the equivalent of watching paint dry. If you're not into exploration, then yes, it probably would be the equivalent of watching paint dry. All right, let's see what we got here. So we got the bacterium, concha, lupus and tussock. Concha's not spread out very far. That's what we want. Let's head on around to the day side. Find ourselves a likely spot for a glide.
Initializing orbital rendezvous procedures.
This is not going to be great, but this whole planet looks like it might be this type of terrain.
Orbital navigation guidance system online.
We'll hit where we can and see how frustrating it's going to be.
Changing mode.
So we're going to be looking for the tubus first, the conchas second, and the other two I could care less about, but if we happen to find them in large clusters, we'll see. And we're on top of mountain plateaus, so going to be no SRVing this one.
Shields offline.
Knew I was going to fat finger that today with my fingers taped together like they are. You just got to be extra careful, man. May have gotten lucky. I'm not landing this thing until the shields recharge. Yep, that's what I wanted.
Shields on.
Now I'll put it in.
The engines are off.
Oh, FPS controls are gonna suck this way. 800 meters on the samples. That sucks. I forgot that these are one of the long ones. That's going to be some bullshit.
Shields down.
God, that I'm gonna have to unbind that key today. It is right near too many things, and my fingers are taped together and hitting it like way too easy. We'll look at that in a minute.
Engines offline.
Should probably just unbind it. Oh no, that should be under.
Shields online.
There, that way I won't hit that anymore today and almost kill us. Well, there's the bacterium for this planet. There it is.
The engines are powered down.
All right, there we go. That is about 57 million right there. It's pretty much all I care about on this planet.
Increasing velocity.
So C potentially has the same set of stuff, and D potentially has a similar set of stuff. So, caveat being that from the scans, I was guaranteed that expensive Exo-bio on B, and it is not guaranteed to be in C and D. So we will Discover that shortly. It's down there. Need to swing left so that we come in on the light side of the planet. The only other two signs that are down here are a million each, so we're not going to bother unless we just happen to land right on top of them. So
Orbital navigation system online. Entry guidance computations complete. Vectors for descent.
T done. And I forgot to refill my water. We're gonna have to deal
Intelligent thrusters engaged.
Don't we get some 1970s porn music and a milkshake for some in-flight entertainment? Best I can do you for in-flight music is little Benny Hill there. Ah, there's the other one. That's all I got for you for music. That's not going to get me copyright striked, at least. Although, you know, I'm sure if I looked, 70s porn music is probably not copyrighted, but that's a rabbit hole I don't think I want to go down.
Engines offline.
Another first footfall. All right. Now, the eternal debate. SRV or not? These are so spread out, I'd rather just move the ship. If I have the sideburns for it. Considering my sideburns and my beard are the only hair I have left, definitely not growing the 70s porno stash. Girlfriend would not agree.
The engines are off.
Can I have my multi-tool, please? Thank you. Alright, there we go. Some more space bamboo. Because, I mean, that's really what this is. This is space bamboo. It's Jack. Just a little handlebar mustache. Won't hurt. I mean, I do have the beard wax. I could probably try the handlebar thing. Oh, and of course we have something else that popped up right next to this. I think the value in that is very low, though.
The engines are powered down.
Can build a love shack with the space boo. Is that yeah, that's... Looking at what's on this planet, that's worth $1 million. That's... I'm not wasting my time on that. Alright, we'll head for the last planet. Oh, Handsome Jack, I sent you another tattoo meme. I kind of can't help it when I see those. I'm like, what do you appreciate this or not? And if I'm like, yes, then I'll send it to you. Alright, so we're headed for D. So once we get out of orbital... And that's on the backside of this planet. Snoopy Tiger next.
Engaging cruise.
Oh, for those that don't know, Handsome Jack is my tattoo artist, and I sent him a. I see that response. I sent him this.
Tiger. Tiger, tiger, tiger. Bird. Birdie. Birdie, birdie.
Because we all know there are people that choose their tattoos that way. Is this planet like mint green? Oh no, I've still got my, wait a minute. Game. You didn't pick D for me. Alright, that's my bad. Operator error. I'm gonna tap the Chinese dude's face on you. Nah. I've got enough faces tattooed on me. Alright, are we going to be 3 for 3 on the Space Bamboo? We are going to be 3 for 3 on the Space Bamboo. It's going to be a little harder to track down. This is the smallest areas I've seen for it yet on these 3 planets, but interesting that we've got 3 for 3 on it. Let's hit that one right there, right above that curved section of mountain. Probably want to slow down a little bit first, though. I don't want to blow this glide.
Orbital navigation system online.
I hate flying like 30 kilometers to the surface.
Orbital navigation guidance
Intelligent
system
thrusters
online.
initiating.
Y'all two are talking over each other today. That normally doesn't happen. Alright. Well, I guess we're headed for this crater. We are still going to drop out further up than I wanted, but... Thank God the splint is on my throttle hand and not actually my right hand if I'm making this many screw-ups with it, you know, on my offhand. Imagine what it would be like the other way. I don't know if I'd be able to fly. Alright, y'all, Space Bamboo. It's been the, alright, it is the same one for all three planets, so I don't need to... Okay, we're just not going to lock down right there, huh? I don't know if I could play this game with keyboard and mouse if my life depended on it anymore.
Engines offline.
It's got to have been close to it. 7, 8 years since I tried to play this game with a mouse and keyboard. Like, I think I vaguely remember what the keyboard controls are supposed to be. Why is this an Elite Danger specific problem? It's like it needs rebinding every so often. When you're old enough to know what 1974 and sideburns look like. There we go.
The engines are powered down.
This is true, but this one is annoying. Having these two fingers taped together is... I do hope we make it to the fleet carrier today, because I'd like to offload some of this data if I even get close to turning in everything as first discovered. I've got well over a billy on the ship right now.
The engines are off.
Granted, the ship's in good shape because I brought along a AMFU and repair limpets, but still, flying around with that much data on board tends to make one a little more nervous than normal. All right. So that'll do that. Landing gear.
Retracting modules.
Clear the area and jump. Clear the area and jump.
Preparing the FTL drive.
Next system en route.
Selecting next destination.
Jumps to our first destination of the day.
Increasing velocity.
Like I said earlier, when we were looking at the map, if you weren't here, it's like 1,200 light years to this destination, and then it was 1,700 light years to the
Interstellar
other
travel
one.
mode engaging now.
So only about 500 light years between them. So, 500 light years is 7 jumps, 8 jumps in this ship, depending on the actual distances between systems that it lets me jump. Binary star system? No. I mean, it is kind of adjust to the store and back again, first mate. I mean, it's the way ships travel these days in Elite. 3 jumps if I had a Caspian and a neutron star highway.
Vectors.
Yeah, check on the community goal. Is it run its course yet? Just have a look at Inara while we hurtle through hyperspace. No, it ends tomorrow. That's right. Or tonight, rather. My alt is there. I just haven't been doing a ton with them. Earning them a little extra cash, but that character needs engineering, which like to unlock the engineers, which that may be a day where I just do like a stream of just flying around and unlocking bullshit, because that is what unlocking the engineers really is. Never really understood the alt thing. I have an alt for a very specific reason that does not apply to most people, because normally I don't do it either. For me, because I do a lot of I do mostly Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen content. If I did not have that alt character back in the bubble, then I would not be able to do things like Distant Worlds on this character, because I need to be in the bubble to cover things like the new ship coming out and things like that to get the footage I need. Again, a reason that does not apply to most people. There's this last one. Yeah, for me, it's literally for streaming purposes because I'm not a fan of it. If it was a true MMO with like character classes and stuff, then yeah, I'd have alts. But other than that, no. All right, so we gotta go to 1 and 2 here because they are terraformable heavy metal. They're HMCs, so yeah, 1 and 2, and that's it. I wish the phrase high metal content world was like, I just wish Frontier somewhere out there had put a planet that was like a joke of that. Like, you fly up to the planet and it's been taken over by Death Clock or something. Like, that's what the high metal content is. Maybe that's just my brain. So 1, 2, and a 3. That'll be this one done. And then we gotta do 2. So this... The more I've been out here on Distant Worlds, the more the disparity between planetary scanning and exo-biology has been annoying me. Because all those things that we scanned back in on the other system, all those space bamboo, each one of those was worth 11 million on its own. And then if I'm the first one that turns that data in, it's worth 55 million. These two fully mapped high metal content planets are going to be worth less than 6 million. Entire ass planets. That are landable and terraformable. I need them to update these payouts. Get a move on, because otherwise we're going to be flying this forever. Back off. This whole system mapped would be worth about 6.26 million. Yeah, hauling with a 12, yeah. Absolutely. 5 minutes mining in a plat in a Type 11 will net you more than that. Hell, that's not even that many kills in a combat zone these days if you're going through it with something like a Kestrel or a Cobra Mark V. Right. We could have gotten that one with 2, probably. Next system en route.
Standing by.
Engage FSD.
Frame shift now engaged.
I'm still kind of working on my theories of what they mean by that
Stand
feature
by.
overhaul coming later this year.
Interstellar travel mode engaging now.
And as much as I really hope that it's exploration, I don't think it's gonna be. You're spamming Sutil relics for merits right now. That's not a bad plan. Ooh, we got ourselves a big system here. Metal-rich planet with atmosphere non-terraformable. Is that really the first time I've come across one of those in this quadrant? That's the other thing I'll probably do with my other character. Because at some point I'm going to get bored on Fun Distant Worlds and want to actually do some combat or trading or something on stream, is work on merits. Because I have that character pledged to a different power. $9,200 merits per haul at the moment. Woo! Are you just spamming them to climb up, or are you trying to get to a certain level for a certain reward? That a water giant? Yeah, dominated by water vapor. Scramblers. Makes sense. Scramblers are just so good. When the Kestrel first came out, that was one of the first things. I joined Rain Man Games on stream one day to do some weapon testing on the Kestrel, and that was one of the first things that, like, we went to. Was like, what is this thing like with Cyto Scramblers? So I like to leave the build theory crafting on combat to him. He's a way better combat pilot than I am, but it's very interesting testing that thing and seeing exactly what worked, what didn't, and what turned it into a flying microwave, which, spoilers, is practically everything unless you do engineering. There is our last one. There you are. Power is back. Ah, well, congratulations. We'll see you in a moment. Not a damn thing in this system that's worth much.
Navigation for next system. Hyperspace jump engaging.
Sorry guys, just checking on the doggo. Alright, let's scoot out away from the star. For those of you that aren't explorers that wonder why I do that, it's because it gets the star out of the way when I turn around to scan back at the system, so things don't get stuck behind it. Keeps me from having to move the ship a bunch. Alright, we've got something with life. We've got two things with life. Not worth it life, though. Ah, there we go. Rocky Ice World. All these bacterium in the system, and none of them are worth anything. Yeah, no, none of them are worth diddly squat. So we're just gonna dip on out of here and head for our next system.
Preparing for jump.
Okay. 23. Another pretty good sized system to look at. We're starting to get back down on the galactic plane too, because I'm seeing a lot more stars in front of us. When we started today up at Veil of Hera, there was nothing out there because we were so far up. Okay, there's a lot of shit right there. So there's gotta be a gas giant. There you are. You just don't get that many planets together in this type of system without a gas giant somewhere. So far, though, this is a very plain Jane system. Oops. Ah, there you are. That is another gas giant. A lot of planets, but weirdly nothing of any real actual value. Three of these planets have geological activity, but I'm not in the mood to land on a high grav world today. Gotta love South Africa. Oh, is that where you're from? Well, welcome, welcome. 1.95, 1.76, and 1.82 G planets that
Okay,
have some
executing.
fumaroles. That's not
Jumping to
that's
next
not
system.
sightseeing worthy to me. I've seen far too many ships go down on high grav planets, even when people are being careful. Well, we're not a binary. All right. Random high metal content. Not like that one we ran into the other day that was orbiting under a light second from the star. That was bonkers. The fuel scoop didn't go off until I actually landed
Navigation
the
for
ship.
next system.
Have not run into any Guardian stuff. I have come across 3 Thargoid crash sites out here, though, not in this quadrant. I ran into one. Let's see, I need Beagle Point as a reference. God, we're 25 light years from Beagle Point. I ran into a Thargoid crash site in Fomorian, and I ran into one up in Acheron. Just your typical standard-ass Thargoid crash sites like you'd find where they are out around the outskirts of the bubble, though. Nothing new or crazy. But no Guardian stuff so far.
Okay, executing now. Jumping to light speed.
It's not to say it's not out here, it's just that none of us have stumbled across it yet. Because if there was Thargoid crap this far out... I was very surprised. I was real hesitant when I glided down to the planet and had a look at it. Like, I was coming out of orbital cruise like, not too sure about this one. Just because, you know, this is a long-range exploration ship. It's not... It's made out of tissue paper. If a Thargoid sneezed at me wrong, it would explode. I mean, I don't mind Thargoid combat. I just don't like getting close to them if I'm not in something specifically kitted out to deal with their bullshit. There it is. Gas-based with ammonia life. Speaking of Thargoids.
Vectors. Frameshift now engaging.
That being said, one of the things I would like to try with the Kestrel and my other character is a little bit of Thargoid hunting. Got a decent amount of stuff to unlock before that, but I mean... that ship should be able to mess up a Thargoid. I know who would know if it has the grunt for that solo, actually.
That's a fucking ocean mine. What does that acronym stand for?
Oh my god, Rain Man, why do you have to use copyright music?
Oh no!
Granted, that man's an outlier in terms of combat pilots, but there's a lot of combat. Yeah, Chieftain was my go-to. Survivability on that thing is just too good in those situations. I did take my vet a couple times too, because I mean, if you couple giant beam lasers with thermal vent, and if you really want to just wreck a Thargoid's day, the vet's got so many hard points. Granted, you run out of options fairly quickly with even with stabilizers, but still, it's still fun to do. But Chieftain was my go-to just for cold orbit. Let's not talk about some of those pre-built builds that they released.
Course adjustment.
A lot of spires with your vet and Conda. I did a whole lot of bombing runs on Titans with the crate. The crate's just got the room to fit the stuff you need to survive while retaining some maneuverability. Good repair limpets. Because once you get through that cloud, you want the gear to be able to stay there. Yes, they were. I'll say those pre-engineered FSDs that came from the Titan in Seoul were well worth it too. That's what's powering this ship, actually. Why does that look so funky? $120 billion. How far away is Planet 3? Oh, that's not too bad. This one's terraformable. Yeah, I didn't go that hard in it. My first billion did come from the Thargoid War, but most of my credits are from exploration. Alright, here we go. 6 probes? Meh. So 1 and 2 and a 3. Next system en route.
Selecting next system en route. Selecting next destination. Frame shift now engaged. No anomalies detected.
7. I could get mine up to that, but I'm comfortable with my 71. I habitually drag along a few modules that, oh god, great. Excuse me, space sun boobs that are full weight, because I just don't, certain things I like to have when I'm way, way, way out here. Get the hell away from that real quick. How many stars do we have in this system? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course we do. So that's essentially what my Caspian is. My Caspian is a get me there as quickly and efficiently as possible ship. And then, you know, like if I'm going to Colonia or something, I'll buy a ship out there to use for other shit while I'm out there. If I really need it. Or just change the fit on the Caspian. Which I need to actually spend some time in Colonia for some engineer stuff. I would stop there on the way back, except, oh, we're on the other side of Saj from that, so that's a long fucking way. Yeah, the Caspian is gross. I just don't like it as an exploration ship because it's way too hard to land compared to the Asp, the Mandalay, the DBX. Like, its footprint is just, even though they kind of made it smaller, say they made it smaller, its footprint's just too damn big. And I've had some times on this trip where I've had to fight to get the Mandalay to decide to land. I would never have gotten the Caspian down on those planets. This is one boring-ass system. I say that and finally something interesting pops. Okay. Oh, you fucking tease. Not too many issues. I prefer, for landing on planets way out here, I prefer almost no issues, so. I find it harder to land than this thing. So this system potentially has a shitload of money in it, but we're probably going to get teased on these two planets. Also, alright, it's AB3 is the terraformable, which is next up on our list. So cool, we're not going to miss it. In this case, actually, the money is the rocks. Alright, prepare to be disappointed. Only bacterium. Disappointment number 1. AB6 is guaranteed, so I'm not worried about it. We'll do it last, but AB3 probably going to be a disappointment. Potentially a bacterium and a stratum. It's probably going to be just the bacterium. 99% of the time, that's the way that shakes out. Alright, there's Dayside. And again, prepare for disappointment. Yep. Oh, there's the galaxy. Nice backdrop. I'm gonna go ahead and head for the light side of this, or day side of this planet, because I know that these are here.
Orbital rendezvous procedures initiated.
Alright, so this is basically land wherever.
Re-entry procedures initiated.
Excuse me. Okay.
Intelligent thrusters initiating done.
Alright, and if this is the first footfall,
The
this
engines
planet's
are
worth 100
powered
mil.
down.
Yep, this planet's going to be worth 100 mil.
Shields offline.
But I unbound that.
Engines offline.
Apparently not. .37 meters. There we go.
The engines are off. Shields online.
Let me just check on something. Yep, there's 95 million right there.
The engines are off.
Much putting Artemis suit? Not much. Nothing, actually. This is even the right Artemis suit? Oh, no, I'm thinking about, my alt actually has a better suit than this, ironically enough. So, no, this suit is basically unmodded. Because he's got the engineered one. I'd rather mod a combat suit. I never actually get out of the ship or the SRV long enough for most of the mods to make any meaningful impact on my gameplay. But combat suits, on the other hand, that's where the shiny stuff is
The
at.
engines are powered down.
We're getting keyboard lag here, game. So bacterium tend to be like that. Bonk.
Engines
Right,
offline.
so this will put us over 100 million for this this planet. I mean, just, you know, if you look at the different mods that the armors can have, I mean, about the only thing that would, there's jump assist, air reserve, sprint duration, and tool battery consumption would be like the only things that really I would even consider. And I'm only ever out of a ship or an SRV for a minute tops, so yeah, I would rather mod my combat suits. You won't even see me in the SRV that much, considering that I dislike SRVs. Like occasionally, like certain planets, I'll just go ahead and use them because it just makes more sense. But if I can avoid it, I will not drive an SRV. Next system en route.
System destination locked. Adjusting for jump.
Alright, let's see what we got here. 14, huh? Icy body with rings. Interesting to look at, not useful to scan. Gas giant. What else is in there? There you are. Another icy body. Genuinely surprised that wasn't a gas giant. That's a HMC that might be terraformable. It is. And 14. Body 3 is our first target. C323. You're okay, dog, I promise. Yeah, that's where I got one of my Dominator suits. Is through the server tick refresh. That's something I still need to get further into. Until they refresh combat in that most recent update, I did not care for the on foot stuff that much, so I never got too deep into it. Like doing that one that one unlock for one of the engineers where you had to do 10 on foot zones was a absolute struggle for me. just wasn't a gameplay loop I was enjoying at all. Oh, there absolutely is. That's going to be what operations is. Next system en route.
Your next destination.
Yeah, I've got some, where is that?
Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to 3312. My name's Phil. I'm a community manager here at Frontier, and I'm super excited to share with you what we've got.
Content, so we wanted something for play.
Yep, that's what we're looking forward to this year. We'll be in mega ships and potentially other locations.
Stand by. Making the jump to light speed.
In fact, it's supposed to be sometime around April. It is some gear, but there's a new currency that's going to be coming into play that's going to be able to be traded in for new, they said, modules and bespoke blueprints. We don't have any more details on it than that yet. I do know that from what we can tell, it looks like it's a frontline currency. It's red, but it has the same F logo that they use. So we will have to wait and see what they do. I do also know that there's going to be two different types of the missions, ones that affect power play and ones that don't. And that supposedly you can, anywhere you can dock, you can queue for these and play with randos, squad mates, friends, whatever. So there's a lot going on there, but we don't know very much about it aside from what they said in the devlog in February. It's a lot of asteroid clusters. Aha. Really, a solitary gas giant? That's unusual. If the frame rate's a little more stable than what they show and what was in that footage they sent us, then I have every hope that it'll work out well. But for whatever reason, that footage is not real smooth. $18.4. All right, we have arrived at our first destination for the day.
Jumping to next system.
Which is Shocking Pink Sunrise. It might have been recorded on the receptionist work PC. I have no idea of it. Alright, now in terms of us actually discovering anything, this scan is pointless. But we're going to be in this system for a minute, and I hate flying through systems that, you know, looking for stuff when it says unknown on everything, so... We're just going to get the system scanned up and go from there. There. All hail the Mandalay. This was real useful in that system yesterday. That was 382,000 light seconds between stars. Oh. Oh, God. I see what this is. Alright, so for something like this, we want to aim for the Terminator line. So I'm going to dip south. Could be north, but I'm going to dip, we're calling it south. I dip down so that we can try to glide in about and land about mid-planet.
Initializing orbital rendezvous procedures.
This should be one hell of a view.
Entry guidance computations complete. Changing flight mode.
That is certainly impressive.
The engines are off.
Unsafe temperatures. Let's see how bad that is.
Warning. Suit thermal limit exceeded.
926 Kelvin. Yep. I can't even stay out there long enough to try and get a screenshot of my commander. That is 1,207 degrees Fahrenheit out there. So if we landed here at the right time or waited long enough, which I do not have time for, that other star probably comes up right over the horizon over there, which would be really cool looking. That's cool. I do love my screenshots. Peeing in the suit would parboil me, probably.
Engaging cruise.
Ten jumps. Alright, so I will forgo my normal rule. Usually within 1,000 light years of the carrier, I don't bother scanning much
Entry
because
guidance computations
all the other
complete.
players, but we have 45 minutes left on stream.
Frame shift
So
now engaged. No anomalies detected.
we'll see what there is to see along the way. Whoa! This is the second time today I've run into something really fucking weird with neutron stars. Well, that's a dwarf, but still.
Charging the FTL drive.
That's fucking bonkers. That is the first time I have seen that. Earlier today, I ran into two that were literally a white dwarf and a neutron star that were on top of each other. Alright, this has all been discovered, so we'll see what the next system brings, because odds of people coming through a neutron star are greater. But there's no way that's possible IRL. Absolutely not.
Locking next star system. Maximum velocity engaged.
I've seen a few things on this trip that would not be possible in real life. Stellar Forge is not always the most accurate thing. It's a cool bit of tech, but it makes mistakes. Sometimes very funny mistakes. Like that planet orbiting less than a light second from its star. It would have been fucking vaporized in real life. Oh, yeah? Yeah, no, that's nothing worth it. I mean, we're moving quick today.
Readying for system jump now.
Sorry. Pardon the yawn. Alright, what do we got around the star? Anything? 3. And we are a trinary system, so no. Sleepy, buddy? I don't see how you've been napping all day, but, I mean, such is a dog's life.
Preparing for jump.
Okay, 5 in this system. Okay, what do we got? Okay. There you are. Nothing especially fun.
Interstellar travel mode engaging now. Frameshift drive engaging.
Right. Of course, we'd get one more big boy system before we got there. Alright, well, let's see what we got. Okay. At least it's not like that one I found near the core last year that had 90-something freaking planets in it. Thought we were never going to finish that system. And a ton of stuff around the other star. Time to watch paint dry. Actually, that system by itself was worth like 890 million credits. Once I got done with all the exo-biology signals that were in it. So it took forever, but it was worth a whole lot of credits. Unlike this system, which is functionally useless in terms of credits.
Leaving system.
I mean, that system had like 5 or 6 stratum tectonica, which is 500 million right there, and then a whole bunch of other stuff that was worth between 40 and 60 million. But it is definitely the longest I've ever spent mapping one system. Somebody's going to stumble across that system one day and be real mad when they find out that I've scanned everything. Again, nothing really here. This is... I get why people say exploration is like watching paint dry, because, man, when you get a run of systems like this where there's just nothing in them, it's just like, oh, please give me something. It's worth some credits.
Okay, executing now.
Although, really, I am, because I at least FSS every system I go through, I am getting, you know, a couple $100 grand out of every system, which... not a lot, but then when I, you know, scan 1,000 systems on the leg of a trip, Like, exploration is like you work for months and months on end, and then you get paid all at once when you do a big long trip. Yeah, it is still good fake money. Boy, do I wish it was real money. FDev, get on that. That should be a perk of being an elite partner. You have to actually pay us the money that we earn in game. Although if that was the case, I think the first thing they would do would be to kill me and Obsidian Ant.
Entry guidance computations complete.
Ant is generally, he generally is playing somewhere. I don't know if he's on right now, but I know the man plays because he gets his B-roll from somewhere. Who is even playing today?
Stand by. Interstellar velocity at maximum.
Yeah, he loves to cover all the space games. I don't have the... I basically don't have the energy for it. Huh? This is our last jump. We can screw around and scan the system. Kind of a slow day, actually.
Yeah, no, I'm already in it.
Let me close that. I mean, there are several people playing, a good amount of people playing, but it looks like Commander Totally Not a Demon is the only partner online. Oh, and a 2-year subathon. Well, we've got our raid for the day. At least for the Twitch folks. I don't know if Totally Not a Demon is live on YouTube or not. Let's find out. That's him, but he doesn't stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time like I do. Alright, well. Well, Twitch folks, we're going to be raiding Commander Totally Not a Demon when we get done. I like to try and support the elite partners when I can. Ooh, we got an interesting one here. We got a water world. Look at the last jump of the day deciding to be nice to us. missing a considerable chunk of stuff here. There it all is. There's 2 water worlds in this system. All right, let's clear these out. Okay. Let's see. We've got 1, 2 terraformables, 2 water worlds, and 3 potentials for... but these are bacterium and stratum planets, so we're probably about to get screwed on the Exo-bio. So let's go ahead and hit up the planet mapping first. This system's either going to be moderately profitable or insanely profitable. So... it does sometimes look like planets are huddling together for warmth when you get that long scan on another star in the system. Mork Smash, welcome. Been lurking while doing house chores. Hey, if I'm what you listen to while you do house chores, I'm glad to be there. Alright, so there we go. Now this is potential life signs. And that's what I was afraid was going to happen. So that is 100 mil or 95 mil we're not getting. We need A1 because it has got potential biosigns. I'm using you for my in-flight entertainment. Hey, as long as I'm entertaining. I do what I can. It's just me and my doggo this afternoon, and he is passed out. Y'all ever get jealous of how dogs can just fall asleep at the drop of a hat for hours on end? I mean, like, literally, I think this dude, he got up this morning, went on a walk, came back, went to sleep, woke up for half an hour to have lunch, went back to sleep, and it's 3:37 now, and he's been asleep since then. We got some Fletch. Fletch, what's up, brother? You'd rather sleep like a cat? I want my stratum tectonicus. So we've done 1 and 2. We need to do 3. Three is our last potential biosign in this system, guys. So if we don't get a stratum tectonicus there, we're not getting it. The good news is we have 2 water worlds to go scan. The bad news is they're not the super expensive water worlds. They're not terraformable. Yeah. Let's see, Fletch. To me, cats are more adorable. I'm not going to bother Chester because he's asleep, but just rest assured, Chester is being adorable. Kevin Costner could add some value to the water worlds. Ah, God, that movie. I saw that movie in theaters. I'm so old. I knew it. Called it. Alright, let's go get 4. And then we gotta get to B1. They're sick in the wig and he'll be right as rain. Oh, Lord. Six, this isn't a very big planet either. Your own name's Light Entertainment tonight. I think you're doing a good job entertaining all of us. And now B1. God, I love Super Crew for Overcharge. Ah, this is a dirty water world. We found the Louisiana of water worlds. Whoop. There we go. No more bodies to map. Alright, before we land, so we're at 6,547,188,681 credits. 681. Next system en route.
Stand by, locking target and setting course.
Engage FSD.
Frameshift drive engaging. Selecting next destination. Interstellar
Right, so-
travel mode. Engaging now.
We will land, and we will sell our cartographic data first, because it's more of a ball ache than selling exo-biology. What other fleet carriers are here? Ah, yes. Well, all three of the expedition carriers are here. And of course, fucking course, Distant Ganks is here. If you guys are wondering why you don't see me go into even the FleetCom private group for Distant Worlds, that is why. Because they have been known to lie to get into FleetCom and then gank people. And I'm just not dealing with it. And Distant Ganks has been with us since we launched. She's basically kept pace with Odysseus, who's the lead carrier on the expedition. I really don't get what pleasure they get from ganking unarmed explorers, but whatever. I will tell you what one of them said when they ganked a bunch of people at the beginning of Distant Worlds 2. Because he was asked that question, and what he said was, I don't like exploration gameplay, and I don't like that people enjoy it. So I gank them to ruin their fun and make sure that they don't get to enjoy it. And here we go. Now then. So, we repair the cargo hatch. We repair the hull. We fix the ship integrity. All internals. All externals. Restocked. We're good there. No fighter. Relimp it. Feels good. Paint still jacked up. Alright, here we go. Time to sell. This is the other painful part about being an explorer. $21 million. $38 million. Okay, that's everything. I agree with First Amendment. May they get Hong Kong Dong and have to see a rural Chinese doctor to cut it off. As far as the gankers go. Let's go see how much money we have in Exo-biology.
You have some data to sell. Vista strives to learn everything
I do.
about the cosmos.
230 mil. Yep, just over a billy.
Is that everything? Thank you for your contribution to our research.
Not a bad day's work. We can take out for dinner then. Dinner's on me. Of course, we don't know what food prices are like in the Elite Universe. Or what's even for dinner out this far. It's probably all gross and freeze-dried. We're gonna get free of it's just food cartridges, yeah. Probably. We're gonna get free of Odysseus here so that if Commander Zeneca jumps here, he doesn't take me with him. All right. Not a bad view, not a bad view. 4 credits a pop. Alright guys, so that'll do it for me. I'll be back tomorrow, although stream's going to be a little late. I've got to take the car to the dealership, and it's going to take like 2 hours, and all they had was an 11 o'clock appointment, yada, 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 so that sucks. But in the meantime, those of you that are over on Twitch with me, and if you're not on Twitch, I'll post the link if you want to go. Did he go offline? No, he's there. We're going to go raid Commander Totally Not a Demon. Where is he in here? It is, looks like his 2nd anniversary. He's running a subathon. So, there he is. First mate, thanks for hanging out. Guys, if you want to, if you're on YouTube and you do want to raid him with us, here is your link. Twitch folks. We're going to be going now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. 07 Commanders.